to
Hey,
today's episode of Conversations with Karen and Kat. I'm Karen Scott Green,
and I'm Kat Hardrick.
and we're doing something different today. We are not side by side.
I know, right? That's weird. Who am I supposed to
Yeah,
lean to, girl? Look,
I know. So,
look.
and we don't have a guest. It's just the two of us, and we're talking, doing what we do, doing how we started off. Our very first show was just the two of us, and we've had a couple
Yes.
of episodes in between where it was just she and I just talking.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
something big is coming up. Kat, how's life? What's going, girl?
Look, I had to get my shades, try to keep up with my girl. Look, let's talk about these glasses. Look, I'm trying to get my
I
orange
see
on.
you.
Look.
Those are cute.
Yeah, I had to get me some readers, girl, because it is tough out here trying to read. But I wanted to get my oranges. How y'all like my glasses? Let us know how you feel about my shades, honey.
The
They
glasses
readers
are
too.
cute.
Are they cute?
They are cute. And I
Yes, yes.
must say that yeah, I got tired of seeing you doing this.
Right. I know. I got tired of seeing it too. My family was like, stop squinting and stop doing your teeth like that. I'm like, but y'all leave me alone.
Don't nobody do you like family.
Girl, they tell it like it is, don't they? They tell it like it is.
Don't
So,
nobody do you like family. So what's
don't know.
going on? What's good, girl?
So today I would like to share with everybody that I am going to run for Snellville City Council Post 1. Election is November 7th.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, girl, yay. I am so excited. I don't know what to do. I'm just hoping that, look, I was trying to put little clappy hands up there. You know how you could do it on some of those other things. You put the little hands up,
Yeah.
but I'm real excited. I know that I prayed about it, been praying about it, talking to family, making sure that I have the support of my family like we need, right? You know all
Mhm.
too well that you got to have your significant others, your children on board, that whole village, because it's going to take a lot out of you trying to run this race. And it's time, man. It's just time. I've been running, doing a lot of stuff in the community, as you know, and
Yes.
I feel like it's time to have people in office that are people in the streets, that's members of the community and are relatable, that's either culturally competent or at the bare minimum culturally humble, and at least know that there are differences that you may not have experienced, but they do exist. And because they exist, it doesn't mean that a person is lazy or a person isn't educated or any of the stereotypes that the marginalized communities get for not having money or not having an education or even committing crimes. Like, I just came back from a training session,
Mhm.
and we were talking about a young man who was caught robbing this a store, and the officer said, why are you doing what you're doing? And he was hungry. He was hungry. He broke into a store to get some food. I'm not saying it's right, right? Crime is
Yeah.
crime. You shouldn't commit a crime. And I know you, of all people, you're an attorney. You break the law, you get in trouble. But we got to figure out what the root cause is. And so you need to have some people that's willing to get in there, partner with programs like the people we've had on here, Red, and other programs that get these kids and young people some support so they don't keep going back to jail and back to jail and back to jail,
Yeah.
So,
Break that
but if you don't
cycle.
have, yeah, if you don't have that leadership at all levels, right? We need to, you're going to keep having this stuff. So I was able to talk more to some other leaders that's in different areas, but they were saying we need to do stuff at the local level. And that's why I'm like, yeah, I need to run. Go ahead.
Just no, when you said that, it made me think. Remember, probably about 20 years ago, there was a very common slogan that people were saying, and we've kind of forgotten about it, that says, think globally, act locally. That
Oh,
you want to change the world, start with your
mm-hmm.
little corner. And so we've kind of forgotten about that. Yes, we have all of these overarching themes.
Mhm.
What what's going what's not working in society and how do we fix
Mhm.
it? Start with
Mhm.
your little corner of the world. Start with Snellville. Start
Yep.
making changes in Snellville. Then when you start making
Mhm.
changes in Snellville, then we can make some changes in Gwinnett. Make changes in Gwinnett, then we can make changes in the metro region. Then we go to the state. So, we start in your little corner of the world.
Start in your corner of the world. Start in your corner of the world. And I was coming home and I saw a person on a motorcycle laying right next to the motorcycle on the floor, and I was like, "What is he doing?" And then it was a guy next to him, but was appears to be less fortunate. So it seemed like
Mm,
he was helping him and stuff. And I have ready to care bags in the back of my car. And I thought I had one, but girl, that's all I had was a bottle of water. And I got to restock
yeah.
on putting ready to care. And I recommend if people feel safe doing it, but just go to the store, or even if you're at a hotel and they have those little bars of soap and all that stuff, you ain't, go on and take them, put them in, you pay for them, and put them in a car, put them in a Ziploc bag, maybe get some socks and a face cloth and, a granola bar and a little 4-ounce bottle of water, something, put them in the
Hmm.
little zippy bags and just keep them in the trunk in your car. So instead of giving somebody money or something, you could just give them a ready and feminine products too. I know
Yeah.
people don't want to, but I want to be, but it's we need, women need those. They
It's
need those,
expensive.
and
Yeah.
they
And you
need
think
those.
about, because one of the things I did, one of the things people don't think about is for someone who is struggling financially, who may be getting financial assistance from the state, from the government. If you're getting food stamps, when you go grocery shopping, that doesn't cover, well, unless it started recently, it didn't cover feminine products, you know.
Mm-mm.
And
Nope, it doesn't.
every
Yeah.
woman, just about every woman, unless there's something biologically going on, but you know, most women, between young women and women between the ages of
Mm-hmm.
10 to maybe about 50 have a cycle,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yep.
So those are the kind of things that folks don't think
And we got to
about.
think about that.
Yeah.
And you got to think about too, there is families out there. So it's not just the mother. They have little
Yeah.
girls. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just the
That's
mothers.
why I
They
said
have young
between the
ladies.
ages
It's
of
just
10 and about 50, you know.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah,
So yeah,
we don't think about those things.
no, we don't uh I don't even like this phrase, but I've heard people say, well, you're not close to the whip. It don't, the lash, it doesn't
Mm,
affect you,
mm,
and so I like to just say, if you're not the closest person to the stove, know how hot it is, right?
okay.
So that's basically what it is. And unfortunately, if you don't care, like I don't need to be the person in pain in order to empathize with somebody in pain. I don't.
And you know something? That's what we're finding with a, a section of this country right now, that unless and until the issue impacts them personally, their
Mm-hmm.
household, someone they know, they
Mm-hmm.
really don't care. And they really
Mm-mm.
don't
Mm-mm.
don't want to lend their voice or lend their time or lend their talents to help
Mm-hmm.
find a solution. So, you're against gay rights until you have a gay child, right?
Ooh,
Or,
preach.
you
Interracial
are,
relationships.
until it's someone that you know and it's someone that
Mm-hmm.
you love.
Mm-hmm.
You don't,
Mm-hmm.
and
Second chances until your child or somebody
until your child um has a unfortunate situation where they come in contact with the law and they need some
mm-hmm.
grace, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
those are the kind of things that always concern me. And so, like, for instance, I'm not gay. I have family and friends
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
are,
Yep.
and people that I love. that are. And so I'm concerned about, you know, how laws and legislation impact the LGBTQI community because I love them, right? I have people that I
Yep.
love. And so, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that has become important to me. So it doesn't, I don't have to be the one who is personally impacted by an issue, by a concern to feel and have passion and want to make a difference,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But
You're absolutely
unfortunately,
right, sis.
not everybody moves in the same way.
Mm-mm.
But
And
I'm excited about your
when
campaign.
Because that's what I was about to say. That's why I'm running, girl. That's what I was about to get out my head. Just get out my head. That's exactly what I was about to say. That's exactly where I'm behind. I mean, it's 2021. I got 44%. The people in the community are ready for change. They are ready for their voices to be heard. And there is absolutely no way that I could give up on those people who believed in me in 2021. Those people are still here and they still want their voices heard. And I am definitely going to do the fight, to do the work, to make sure that their voices are brought to the table when when November 7th comes around. Period.
I
I
am
am this
so
we
excited for you.
Girl, I am way excited. I'm very excited. When I've been talking to folks, people are very excited and saying that they're happy that I am running. Just I'm talking to members of the church, my granny, and her. You got to call on the on your
The
people, your
motherboard.
elders, girl, the prayer warriors, right? Girl, look, look, and everybody gets to praying because I am a woman of faith, and I wait on God. I wait on God. I
Mm,
pray and I ask God to guide my steps. And if it don't feel right, and just like when we do this conversation with Karen the cat, if it don't feel right for us, we ain't doing it.
yeah,
Because we're intentional about
about
what
this space.
message.
Yes, yes,
Yep, yep.
yes.
So we
Which
want
is
to give
why,
quality
which is
content.
absolutely, which is why we don't talk about craziness. You're not going to hear us on here talking about gossip, about, what's going on in reality TV, what's going on. Just no
Mm-hmm.
nonsense. No nonsense. We
No.
when we started this podcast and had our first episode, was it June 28th? I just sent it to you the other day.
23rd. It's the
23rd
23rd. It's
will be
the 23rd.
1 year that we've been doing this podcast. But we were very deliberate and intentional about what we wanted this space to be. And although we didn't language it at the time, what it has moved into is a space where we talk to folks who are change agents, folks who are
Mm-hmm.
making a difference in the community, folks who are on the ground that are doing the work, folks who are
Yep.
engaged and making a difference in their little
Yep.
corner of the world.
And they got receipts. It's not
Yeah.
people who sitting up here talking like, oh yeah, or they come out, because that's something I do want to make known. I'm not coming out because I'm running. We got receipts. We've been in these streets and we're sick and tired of people wanting the limelight or a few minutes so they could take a couple pictures. You know what's the person that be
Photo
kissing the
op.
babies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, we ain't trying to do that, girl. I need something for my back. Look, I got my lower back, girl, be hurting. I need something to prop me up. Let's quit playing. Look, ooh, child, thank you, Lord. But yeah, just we need people with receipts. I don't want to give too much. I'm running. I want everybody to stay tuned. Check out our podcast, Conversations with Karen and Kat. Learn about when my events are coming out, and check it out. And go to my IG page. What's my page? Elect Catherine. But it's going to be all on our social media posts and so forth. But
Yes.
I do have some stuff coming down the pipe, and everybody's hearing it first here, girl. That I'm going to be running,
Yeah.
huh?
Karen and Kat, Conversations with Karen and Kat got the scoop. We
I know, right?
got
Look.
the scoop. Oh,
I
I'm
know,
excited
right,
for
girl?
you. I met,
Yeah.
as we've told this story before, I met you when we were both candidates. I was running my race, a countywide race, and
Mm-hmm.
you were running your municipal court race, your municipal race.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I said court.
Mm-hmm. I know what you
Um,
meant. Look.
but you know, I knew then when you were running in 21 that you were a real one. And so I believe in your
Oh,
candidacy, sis.
yeah.
I do. And
Thank you. Thank you.
um,
You know I got
although I'm in a different shift in
tissue.
life, I have now taken a 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer a solo practitioner.
Come
Um,
on, let it out, let it out, let it out.
so I have gone to work for in the DA's office in one of the metro counties. Um, and so for the first time in my career, I'm now doing prosecution, whereas before I've done defense work. So at my big age,
Wait a minute, pause. Let us all sink that in. Wait, don't just run past that. Let's sink that in, girl. Thank you. Talk
yeah,
about how did you look. You are doing great things. We need you in spaces like that.
I
How you
appreciate you.
feel? Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited. And I haven't been excited in a while about work related stuff because I've shared with you some of
Mm-hmm.
the emotional
Yeah.
challenges that I've had in
Mm-hmm.
some very um, recent difficult cases. I didn't share with you, the names of cases, but just
Right.
like how I
Yeah.
was feeling about things that were
How
going
your
on.
feelings. Right.
And it was time for a shift. And I've
Yeah.
shifted. I've pivoted.
Yeah, and look, and that shift is going like this and this
Yeah.
and this, and
So
up it, up it, up it,
I'm
up.
I'm excited about learning something new. Well, I mean, I know criminal law, but I don't know it from the prosecutorial um, standpoint. So, and I'm in an office that seems to be very supportive, and yeah, I'm I'm I'm
Congratulations.
I'm ready
Look,
for I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this new chapter. I'm
so
embracing it.
look at how God worked. The first time we met, we both going through our spaces to run. We're building our relationship, getting closer and closer as sisters, right? Breaking that other stereotype that Black women don't get along. That's
I
gone.
know that is so
And
not true.
right. So, and then here it is, a year of being on Conversations with Karen the Cat comes June 23rd, right? Praise God. Here it is.
Yay!
God is taking us to another level again. You on the prosecutorial side, did I say that right, girl? Because you know that's an
Yes.
SAT word.
Ah,
Okay, good.
the big A word for the
And then,
day.
right. And me going back into campaigning to run for office, and all of this is at God's timing. God like prunes away who we don't need, what spaces we don't need, and
Ooh.
places us in spaces that will empower us. A woman said to me, oh, it was Chairwoman Hendrickson, because we know we just did the uh, Women
Your
Veterans Day
veterans event.
brunch at
Mhm.
the GJAC. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And she said in her speech, empowered women empower women.
Yes.
Wasn't
Yes.
that powerful? And I believe
Yes.
she quoted someone, so I don't remember the actual original person who quoted, but that was in her speech. And that just like connected, because here it is, we're in a room of women whose shoulders we're standing on to be here today, right? Women who have come before us and fought what Revolutionary War that they know of. So we know before then, it was way before then, women were dressing up like men
Mhm.
and going through so much brutality just to help fight. They were taking positions that when men were sent away, women were filling in those positions, but never was given the recognition. So 1948, President Truman signed into law the Women Integration Act where we could go into the military. And so she gave us a brunch in honoring that because June 12th is Women Veterans Day. But people don't know
Ah,
that.
I didn't know
So
that.
June 12th, I know June 12th,
Okay.
1948 is when President Truman signed it. So all those women for all those years before finally got that pass. So those are the women whose shoulders we're standing on, And it was really good, girl. I was crying. You got to go look at it. I was just overwhelmed with like we're finally making some headway with
Hmm.
not being invisible. And of course we talked
Mm,
about mental health. That's our thing. That's
yeah.
all like we are going to take away that stigma. Like you can't come around us and acting all crazy like you don't want to talk about mental illness, honey, because we're gonna talk about it. Not talking about mental illness is the wrong thing to do. We need to embrace it. And we were talking about that today at the police department because he said that those young folks were talking about, yeah, we went to our therapist, but the older people like, no, 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 don't talk about it. So we have to shift that, and encourage people to talk about mental wellness. But all of that to say, God has elevated us at the same time. I said all of that went all the way around the world just to say,
Just to go next door.
just to go
But it's
next
all
door.
good and it's all
Yeah,
love. It's
yeah,
all
girl,
good
because
and it's
God is
all
good,
love.
girl. I don't you feel it though, but don't you
I
feel
do.
it?
I do. But I love that quote, empowered women empower women.
Yeah.
And I see it because when you're in a space that um you've been elevated, you've been moved, things are happening in your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in that space where you want to help others.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and I receive that. I see you and I
Yes.
receive that.
Oh, and I see you, sis, and we giving each other our flowers, honey. Now, you hear me? Now, honey, because this
But
is the
yeah,
real deal.
I love it.
Well,
I
I'm
love
so
that for you.
excited, girl.
And you're the real deal
Yeah.
candidate. I'm not just saying that because you're my friend. I'm saying that because I see you
Mm,
working. I know that you're involved with several nonprofit organizations where you are a key player in some of the things that they do,
yes.
and you've been on the ground, and you don't boast about it, but I know that you do your work with your veterans organizations, and you've been on the ground, you've been doing the work. So I'm excited to see what you're going to do when you're in office in Snellville City Government, because I'm claiming it for you. I'm claiming it.
Amen.
I'm
Amen.
claiming it. You're
Amen. I
you're
receive it.
it's happening because you have been doing the work, and you're not doing the work because you want this position. You're doing the work because that's where your
Yeah.
heart is, because you were doing
Yeah.
this work
And
before you even thought about running for office.
yes. Yes.
So
And
that part.
because you absolutely right, because no, who takes pictures? Like we live in a world now where if you don't see it in a photo, it doesn't
It didn't
happen.
happen.
And but yes, it did. You know how I know it happened? Because the people that I help know. When I go
Yeah.
out and people run into me and say, Kat, where's the next food drive? Or Kat, can you help me get my GED? Or Kat,
Hmm.
my child needs some tutoring. Do you know where I can go get some help? Like, dude, I get so frustrated. I'm like holding my head up, like I'm pausing, but I forget the listeners can't see me. But I'm just
Yeah.
like throwing my hands up, people, for the audio, for the podcast, because I'm I am so it infuriates me because if you take away, this is something I always would say when in relationships, romantic, family, if no one was watching you, how would you treat your loved ones?
Mm, mm.
You see, because when you at work, you treat your coworkers fine because you have an audience. But when you come home and no one's watching how you treat your significant other or your children or your cat or your dog or whatever, like who are you when no one's watching?
They should be getting the best of you. They
Right,
should be absolutely should be getting the best of you. Don't
right.
don't leave the scraps for your family. Like, you go to work, you give them your best face, you put your best foot forward,
Mhm.
you're, you know,
Mhm.
you're, and then you get home, you're tired, you're broken. You know, they don't get all of you when you get home, right?
Mhm.
So yeah,
Mhm.
we need to that's why so many of us need to do self-care so that when we do get home,
Mhm.
do those things
Mhm.
that make you feel a little bit better, make your back sit up a little taller, right?
That's right. And be who you are all the time. Like, and that's the whole point I'm trying to
Ooh, some
make.
people wouldn't have jobs
Like,
if they're who they are all the time.
well, well, and and if you were a giving person though, so like politically, let's stay in that space with
Hmm.
politically, right? If you really cared about the people to whom you're serving, collecting food during election time should be something you've been doing before the election started,
Yeah,
is my point,
yeah.
right? So I'm just trying to say, show your face all the time. If and when I say face, show your receipts, show your actions, show your commitment to making the community a better place, whether it's with the school system, with this your local government, with this in the county. Do that all the time.
All the time, and don't just let us see your face when after you filed your declaration of intent, and then we don't see you again out, and
Uh,
once the election is over. But on
uh,
that note, I'm excited
Girl,
for you,
so don't
sis,
get me going
and
with that.
I know you're going to be doing great things. And I'm down to help. I'm down to help. And
Thank you.
when you get when you are ready, I know you're ready now, but when you're ready for the donations to
Yeah.
start coming in, all that
Well,
information is
yeah,
going to be on. Go
I'm
ahead.
glad you said that. We're gonna do a campaign launch on June 28th. It's going to be a
All right.
virtual campaign launch, and we'll drop it with this episode. So yeah, I'm gonna do a campaign launch.
When is that again, friend? When is that again? For those
It's
who for
June.
those who can't see us, I
We
have my hand over my ear. Say that again. What's that?
and
When is
with
your
those
virtual
Zeta blue
launch?
earrings. Look, June 28th, which is a Wednesday night, virtual, so you can be in the comfort of your home from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's going to be virtual. We'll drop the information down, save the date, and I'll have more information coming out. But I would love, love, love to talk to folks during that meet and greet, all virtually in the comfort of your home, so I can learn more about you. And guess what? You can learn a lot more about me.
I love it. And on that note,
Girl, I'm
sis,
excited.
on that
Yes.
note, I am going to thank our listeners and our viewers for joining us for this very different episode of Conversations with Jess, Karen, and Kat.
Where we are still and will always do our best to impact the world one conversation at a time.